In the far northwest corner of New Mexico, where the Animas River winds its way through sandstone cliffs and cottonwood groves, lies the town of Aztec. But long before the streets were laid, before the courthouses rose from the dust, before the orchards turned the valley into the land of the Big Red Apple, this place was wild. And in the closing years of the 19th century, one family would step into that wilderness and leave a mark. It still shapes this region today. This is the story of the Koontz family. The year is 1880. John Andrew Koontz, a Pennsylvania-born pioneer with a mind for business and a taste for politics, had just arrived in the Animas Valley.
My friends, the progress of our town depends on sound policies and thriving enterprise for all.
No stranger to the frontier. In Colorado, he had already served in the territory's first legislature, a man accustomed to building communities from scratch. But Koontz's greatest impact wouldn't just come in commerce, but just up the river from his store stood the crumbling stone ruins of an ancient city, a place called the Aztec ruins.
So yeah, that's going to be the tallest structure I'm talking about. You can see on this side some of the lower structures even below me, and then these wouldn't even come close to that, maybe a floor below it. But let's enter into the domain and then see what we can see. Look at that. Look at this two-tiered, and apparently I think some of this wood is also maybe not maybe actually the way that it's sticking out. This is 800,000-year-old wood, so it's pretty intense, man. Pretty cool. You see how it's broken off here, but it once went all the way up. And this is probably 8 feet. That's got to be, I don't know, 12. And then we pop back out into here, and this is going to be the last open ruin where I get to see the sky.
In those days, the ruins were more of a curiosity than a treasure. The walls built before by ancestral Puebloans were fading under the assault of time and man alike. In 1890, under the Desert Land Act, Koontz acquired 160 acres that included the ruins, and he made a decision. He would echo for generations. He forbade anyone from taking another stone.
Get off my land, you thieves! Leave those artifacts!
Koontz didn't have the resources to restore them, but he understood what they were. In a time preservation was uncommon in the world, he became a guardian of the past. 1890 was a year of transformation. The New Mexico Territorial Legislature carved San Juan County out of Rio Arriba. Koontz and a handful of settlers, Hispanic farmers, ranchers, and merchants formed the Aztec Town Company. On paper, it was a land development plan. In reality, it was the birth certificate of a town. Koontz planted 40 to 50 acres of his own homestead to become Aztec's new streets and lots. And with the nearby ruins lending the town its name, Aztec began its rise. The question of where the new county seat would be set off a firestorm. Rival towns wanted the prestige of economical boost. In the 1890 election, Aztec claimed victory, but the results were contested. 2 years later, the territorial Supreme Court sided with Aztec. The Koontz family vision had prevailed. By 1895, John's son, Samuel E. Koontz, was serving as a county commissioner. Together with his father, he oversaw the completion of Aztec's first courthouse, the building where the county business would be conducted for decades to come. The Koontz's legacy is written not just in town charters or courthouse records, but in stone markers as well. The first person buried in the Aztec cemetery was 2-year-old child Edgar Koontz. Bert Koontz, likely a son or nephew, helped secure the land for the cemetery. Even in death, the family shaped the community's future. Aztec Cemetery continues to be a major place in our history today. On the dawn of the 1900s, Aztec began to change. Irrigation turned ranch land into fertile orchards. Farmers shipped apples across the country. The Koontz store and lands passed to others, but the family's fingerprints remained on every part of this valley. In 1907, hardware merchant Henry D. Abrams purchased the Koontz property containing the ruins. Like Koontz before him, Abrams kept the ancient walls safe, eventually working with archaeologists and the federal government to ensure their protection. Without John Koontz's early intervention, much of what we see today at the Aztec ruins would have been lost forever. By the time John Andrew Koontz died in 1910, the town he helped create was thriving. The courthouses stood, the streets bustled with merchants, the cemetery bore witness to generations past, and ancient ruins remained, silent, enduring, waiting for the stories to be told. Today, the Koontz name has largely disappeared from San Juan County, but in the bricks of the courthouse, in the preservation and the ruins, and in the very name Aztec, their legacy endures. The Koontz family didn't just settle here, they built here, they preserved here, and in doing so, they gave our future a past. Thank you for watching Revisiting History.